Hello, and welcome to another episode of Dave's Delights. And as always, I'm Dave, and I'm delighted that you're here with me today. So, today, I got something a little different and interesting, and definitely fall seasonal because as I'm filming right now, we're in the middle of October, which is a peak fall. The temperature's cold, the leaves are dropping. We need fall type things. And this one Facebook group that I'm a member of, it's called Flavor Chat, not a sponsor, just a fan. So I'm on there a lot, and the admins put together a contest which goes between now and November. Contest is relative. I'm not sure if there's any prize, but certainly I'm going to be posting this. Is a soup challenge, soups and stews, which is very fall. I mean, that's what I think of as my bread bowl stuff or any kind of really spicy, warm, slow cooked thing. And if you can use seasonal vegetables, all's the better. So what today we're going to do is it's going to be a Moroccan red lentil soup. Well, it's really a stew. And it's going to be using all kinds of great ingredients, which I'm going to get into here right now. First off, you need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is right now there's actually a drought of olive oil, so it's getting very expensive. So I'm using it sparingly, and I'm starting to look at other options in case this famine or whatever's going on, that there's no olives this year. If that continues, I'm going to have to start looking at other options. I've got 1 onion, which I've sliced quite thinly. And it's kind of like a medium-sized onion, and that's a yellow onion. And 1 clove of garlic. I got about a clove and a half because I always like putting a little bit extra that I've minced. 1 teaspoon of each of paprika, turmeric, and cumin. 1/4 teaspoon each of cinnamon and ground ginger. 1 tablespoon of tomato puree. Well, what is tomato puree, you may ask? I grabbed one of my tomatoes and I threw it in my Vitamix and put it on high until it was goo. So that's as easy as it gets. I mean, you pureeing something, and you can use a stick blender too, but you end up with a tablespoonful. So I got it was 3 or 4 cherry tomatoes, but you can figure out depending on what you end up being able to find at the store or in your garden, preferably in your garden. We have 3 potatoes. They're medium, and these were yellow golds, or Yukon golds, but you can pretty much have any type you like. I've cubed them into about this size. Right now they're in water, so they don't turn brown. I'll drain them before I put them into the recipe. 1.5 cups, and I've got a little bit more than that because I'm going for a slightly bigger. Well, quite frankly, this thing was slightly bigger. I have a butternut squash, which I again have cubed up to be about the same size. This ended up being about 2 cups, so 1.5 to 2. This one's gonna be a little bit more butternut forward. 2 cups of chopped tomatoes. Now, if you're using full-size tomatoes, just cut them and chop them up and basically cube them. But since I'm using all of these yellow pear tomatoes that I happen to have in my garden, as well as these larger cherry tomatoes, I just have them, and I've got 2 cups of that. 2/3 of a cup of dried red lentils. And if you can't find red lentils, green lentils would be okay. But your better supermarkets should have both. And we have 2 2/3 cup of vegetable stock, and that is hot because we're going to be putting that into on our process. We don't want it to have to heat up on its own. We want it hot already when we get there. We have 2 teaspoons of yeast extract. Now, for those of you who don't know what yeast extract is, I never show brand names, but really, as far as I know, there's no other brand names than this. So here you go. This is Vegemite. If you've ever been to Australia, they eat this on a lot of things. And they always joked to me that it was the scrapings of a whiskey barrel, but no, it's a process. This is pretty good. It's extremely savory, so it's going to bring some real umami flavor out in this dish. And then finally, 1 teaspoon of honey. So we're going to move over to the cooktop because we're going to be using my Dutch oven to make this happen. And I also have an oven at 325 degrees. So we're going to switch over there. I will see you in a moment. So we have a warm and going towards being hot Dutch oven right here. Here is 2 tablespoons of olive oil. That's going down on the base. And then to that, we're going to add the sliced onion. And the garlic. Remember, wash your hands. So this, we're going to cook for about 5 minutes until it's sweated down. You want it to be translucent. And we're going to do this on medium to medium-high heat. So just keep it moving. Don't let anything burn. But with that much oil, it should be pretty okay. The biggest thing to watch out for is the garlic. As long as you don't let it sit still too long, it'll be just fine. I'll get back with you as soon as this is ready, and we'll be able to see the difference. But that is heating up really nice, and you see how it's already starting to sweat a little bit. So now you can see the difference. It's been about 5 minutes, and the onions have caramelized a little bit, and they're all softened up, and you can see all the browning on the pot. So you can tell that it's ready for the next step. So now we're going to add all the spices. And the tomato puree. And we've got to stir all that together. And we're going to let this cook until it's fragrant for about a minute. I'm going to lower that to about a medium-low right now because I don't want to burn the spices. And oh, wow. Talk about fragrant. It hits you right away. So you see now that that's fully incorporated and it's kind of dried in, now it's time to start adding all the rest of the stuff. So we're going to put in the potatoes, the tomatoes, the red lentils, the butternut squash, the extract. Actually, I'll save the extract for a second. Let me put in the vegetable stock. And now I'm going to add the Vegemite. This stuff is just so difficult to work with in this state. We're going to have to give that a little stir once I can get it off of the spatula. And then finally, the honey. Now we've got to give this a real nice stir together and get everything incorporated. And then it's going to go into the oven. So let me get that finished there. Get back to my spoon. And we're just trying to fold as we stir here. Get as much as we can mixed together. And there's one last thing we got to do before we put this in the oven. Yeah, Vegemite's right in the middle, but we're going to give it another stir later. The cooking action is definitely going to soften that up and spread that out. I do still need to give it a little bit of salt because even though there is Vegemite, which is very salty, there isn't that much of it, and the vegetable stock itself is less salty than other things. So I'm going to give it a heavy pinch and then a light pinch, and then I'm going to taste it when it's done and see if I need to add any more. But this is now, kind of level it off. This is now ready to have a lid put on it and have it go into the oven. And it's going to go into the oven at 325 degrees for about 40 to 45 minutes. Now do yourself a favor and take the rack down so that you can fit your Dutch oven in before the stove gets hot, before the oven gets hot. I've made that mistake before, and it's a much bigger pain. So at 45 minutes, we're going to check this again to see if all the vegetables are soft, and then from there, we'll go until it's soft enough. So I will see you guys back when we're ready to take it out of the oven. All right, 45 minutes have elapsed, and I am about to get this out of the oven. Okay. Yeah, man, that smells really good. And let's see what we got. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that came out really good. Now you can see everything is nice and soft. Let's get everything a stir. And the lentils have hydrated. All the meat, all the different veggies look like they're plenty soft. There's liquid. This is a nice thick stew. And this is done and ready for plating. I will see you back at the main workstation, and we'll put this on a plate. Okay, so to plate this up, I've got these bowls that I've been using for things, but tell me that's not perfect to be with a North African stew. So we're going to take a nice, healthy spoonful of this, and then a second one, and the smells coming off this are just amazing. And then for some garnish, I'm going to take some cilantro leaves that I just plucked off of a chunk of cilantro. And I just want to place a couple of them on the dish. And then I can take this and use any tear with your hands kind of bread that you can find. And that's dinner. If you wanted to, you could probably add some plain yogurt or some sour cream. But this is probably going to be wonderful by itself. You could add hot sauce, but I would taste it first because we did put a bunch of spice in there. It might not need the heat, but you can add it if you like. Anyhow, this is my entry or at least one of my entries in the soup competition at Flavor Chat. And also, for the rest of you who are not in Flavor Chat, give it a shot. For my friends over on the chat, though, I'll be, this is my entry, and I'll be happy to pick up my trophy whenever you want. Have a wonderful day, guys. If you haven't done it yet, hit like and subscribe. Leave me comments. Make sure that you hit the bell so that you'll know when I'm posting things, because I tend to post about twice a week. And I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day.